Good morning, everybody. Welcome to First to the Whistle. Is that the name of the show? Yeah, Lions Edition. I'll get this straight. Today, I have some special things. First of all, I want to say that I'm going to miss my guy, Matt Broder, who's down with the flu. But coming in all stealth is Jesus.
Justin. Woodward Jesus.
Good morning.
Good morning, T-Foss.
All right.
What a joyous occasion this is to be here today.
I'm glad you feel that way because now I'm going to be back. I want to make you feel uncomfortable today.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be talking.
I expect nothing else, T-Foss.
I'm going to be talking some trash today that I didn't even believe 6 weeks ago, but I do today.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions have been, when they go to the podium, they wear these shirts that say salty and grit and all this kind of shit. But then they don't act like it.
No.
I think they became complacent.
Soft.
This is actually something I've been saying for a couple weeks now. I completely agree with you. I don't think there's that same grit or want that there was 2 years ago or even last year. Like, this team was chomping at the bit to beat teams, and it just doesn't feel that way. It's hard to see a team that personifies grit and being physical and then getting outplayed by Max Brosmer and the Vikings.
Correct. I didn't know who Max Brosmer was.
You got to be a really big college football nerd to know who Max Brosmer is.
Damn. He was killing them, too.
Heavy.
But I'm going to the point where if I keep hearing some of the stuff I'm hearing, head should roll. For instance, Kelvin Shepard. Are you going to change the defense? No. We'll keep it the way we are. Doesn't need to be changed. If he really believes that, he's gone.
I think that's a fair statement. I mean, his defense looks like shit.
Right. Now
they can't stop the run, and the only unit that's healthy is their front seven. I mean, the non-negotiable on that should be that they stop the run.
Correct. Now, the other thing is, I think now the Lions have reached the point where they have to become aggressive, mean. We all read about the strikes the United States did in Venezuela, right?
Yeah.
Lions need to do the same stuff to the rest of the NFL. Because there's been rumors that they may go after some of the Chicago Bears assistant coaches.
Yep.
Do it.
Yeah. They should. Anyone who can help this team, I'm all for it. And if it's not Calvin Shepard, if it's not, it's obviously not Johnny Morton. I think we've already figured that one out. You got to make some changes. You got to find that next wonderkin, like Ben Johnson was, and you got to cultivate him to run your offense the way that Ben Johnson did for the last 2 years.
Right, and then let's talk about off the field. I've been talking about Brad Holmes getting a pair of Gators. And what I mean by that is, man, be ghetto.
Keep it hood.
Be hood. Be whatever.
Not giving a fuck.
But he's turned, when you put together a football team, there's three phases. One, you go from bottom feeders to okay to contender. But then that's when you have to become aggressive. You got to get those 2-3 pieces, and you just got to say, fuck everybody else. I'm going to pay, I'm going to be gangster, and I'm going to get it. I think Brad Holmes can build a team. No question about this. This is the greatest Lions team in their history, but they don't really have a history. But now that they've reached, at least last year with 15-2, they reached a pinnacle, they're afraid to take that next step to become champions.
And that fear is what led them to this 8-8 season so far.
Correct.
And you just look at even the I don't want to say the aggression of the moves, but even like you look at the free agent signings and you look at, we had Carlton Davis last year. He was coming off an injury. They took a chance on him. He played some really good ball, and they decided that he wasn't worth paying. And the Patriots grabbed him and now have one of the best cornerback duos in the entire NFL with him and Christian Gonzalez, where DJ Reed, outside of the beginning of the year, has not been that great of a signing for us.
Right. And I think what the Lions are trying to do, and this is like an epidemic disease in Detroit. They're trying to sustain. They're trying to take care of their own, obviously. And if it means overpaying for somebody, if it means upsetting the apple cart, they're not going to do it. And there's a disconnect between all four organizations about what they want and what the fans want. I think of all the teams, and you tell me, you take a poll, and you ask people, you're only going to win one championship in the next 3 years. What organization do you want it to be? It's going to be the Lions.
Yes.
So
I definitely
they need to act like that.
I would agree.
Right. So just don't wear salty and grit and all these shirts, and then don't
Villain.
be it.
Yeah.
And I think the main guy who needs to be it is Brad Holmes.
He need to be the bully GM.
Yeah.
He need to step on people's toes. You can't just sit there and just, okay, I'm going to be tiptoeing in the tulips or walk on eggshells. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I want to get that player. I got to restructure the system. We got to sit there and be nasty about what we are as a team. I don't care what other teams is. They compete with against other teams. I want the competition. I want to stay in to the winning tradition of the Detroit Lions. I can't be there in the Super Bowl by being soft of my picks or being cheap with my free agency. You got to have the stepping stone to get what you're going at to go to get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if they blew an opportunity to make this a destination. I mean, last year they're 15-2, and losing to the Commanders doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things for free agents and stuff. They saw the line, free agents saw the Lions go 15-2. They saw this camaraderie. They saw Dan Campbell being aggressive and fun, the kind of guy that you want to play for. But has all that gone away because you finished 8-8? And you could finish 8-9.
Yeah.
I forget there's a game today, and there's a 17-game season, not a 16-game season. But
yeah, I'm so excited for that one. Woo!
Oh man,
are you going to fly to Chicago after the show to be there?
No, I'll be sitting at my public humiliation ritual on the watch party with Spencer and Easy.
Oh,
don't worry, that's all right.
And then isn't that where Maz goes ballistic, or is it Easy to go?
It's
ballistic?
Easy, hands down.
He's still a cute kid, but I mean, usually Lions game day, we're all gung ho and everything. It doesn't even feel like there's a game today.
Nope. It really doesn't.
It feels like a funeral.
It does feel like a funeral.
Doesn't feel like a funeral to me, but it feels like they should be playing on Thursday, not today.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I just can't even, it's hard to even get up for this game, to even, want to watch it. And, the Bears are a runaway train right now in this division, and no one's been able to check them. And the 49ers did last week, but they were just as much able to win that game as they lost it. They were a play away. And, man, it's going to be cold. It's going to be windy. Jared Goff's going to have on the tunic. And he's going to have no Penei Sewell. This could be a long day.
Thank God there's no Penei Sewell.
No, yeah, for sure.
If he played today, there'd be some knee injury, and then they'd be dealing with it in training camp and everything. There's no need to play.
Thank God. That was the one I was really worried about because you could tell. I mean, he's lingering on the field. He's limping. There's nothing that shows that he's healthy, and he's not even playing up to his standard. It's just you got to sit him down. You got to realize that there's nothing left in front of you other than your pride, and you just got to that's what good organizations do. I mean, they didn't do the full pull everyone and just not even mess with this game like I wanted them to. I know that's a little unrealistic, but teams like the Chiefs do it all the time. I'm very happy that they pulled Penei because Penei is the cornerstone of everything of this offense.
That's true, and I don't have visual stats, but it seems like he's had to come out in each of the last 5 games.
He has. He has gone to the med tent at least the last 3. Because I really started paying attention in the last 3 games. But he went to the med tent against the Steelers, against the Vikings. It's just you hit a point, where you just got to look out for the well-being of the guy because he is your franchise.
Right. Now, I want to get into the mistake that a lot of people make. I think we all knew their defense wasn't very good, but the reason this thing changed is because of the offense. The offense has been awful. And then when people counter, yeah, but gee, they're the number 2 offense in the NFL. Maybe that's true, but let's look at it a little bit deeper. The 8 wins that the Lions have, they've averaged 39.5 points. That's great. 433 yards and 5.4 yards per carry. Now, here's where the disconnect is. In the 8 losses, the Lions are averaging 17.3 points per game.
Jeez.
And 2.5 yards per carry. So you know after the first series if the Lions are going to win this game or not. If they are running the ball and doing play action, they will win. If they're getting stuff, which happens against better teams, then they're done. And that's why and I feel bad, not too badly, but I took Neil Rule and Spinney for some old fashions because I told them almost 2 months ago this run was done.
Yep,
and
I
at
was
that
there.
time, they were right in the mix. But if you notice, if they played anybody with a good defensive front, they were pretty much fried.
Yeah.
They were done.
They were cooked.
And then against
And well done.
the other teams, they were just, boom, 10 yards, 10 yards, 12 yards. So they were cooking all the teams that didn't have a good defense. And the reason I said they were no longer Super Bowl contenders at that point was you're not going to play crappy defenses in the playoffs.
No.
At some point, you got to face somebody with a decent defense, at least a good defensive front.
The Packers are the worst defense in the playoffs right now, and they have cooked you twice.
Right. Where are we going to go?
We're going to go to the Super Chat because Hopscotch 2 and 3 with the $4.99. That's why you get hot shit coordinators in the offseason to maintain destination status. FTB, not a funeral, just a speed bump. I mean, it's a funeral for the season.
It is for the season.
Season,
I will say this. I believe in 2026. If they're aggressive, if they're salty, if they're gritty. And I'm talking about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell during the offseason. If they're all of that, then I believe in 2026. If they're not signing any free agents, if they're just signing their own, then forget about it. Because the main thing that has to happen is, Brad Holmes got stubborn last year when everybody says, oh, you need a pass rush.
Too damn
He's
stubborn.
like, I'm going to get everything but a pass rush. Now, here's what we need to...
It seems that way,
Here's what we need
unfortunately.
to look out for.
Smith.
During his press conference before the draft, if he's still talking this shit about, well, what are you going to get, Brad? Best available player. Best available player. Now, that best available player better be a left tackle, better be a guard, better be an edge rusher, better be some big fat motherfucker either on the offensive or defensive line. I don't care if the next Barry Sanders is coming back, is coming out of the draft as a running back. You ignore him.
You have to.
You have to build this line.
And there's also been, and this is a nitpick, but I think it is relevant. I mean, Brad Holmes is notorious for going best player available and not drafting on position. You're going to have to draft on position this year. You have very blunt needs that you need fixed. You're not going to fix your center in the draft because, I mean, what are the odds that you hit with another Ragnow who can come in here and call out blitzes and rush patterns like it's the back of his hand? Like, you're not going to do that. You're going to have to pony up in free agency. You're going to have to find that center. There's lots of good centers that are going to be in the market this season. You're going to have to draft a tackle, and you're going to have to draft a defensive edge. That's the only way through that there is for this team because...
You know what, young man? You actually could draft best available player. If, and this is a big if you're going to be ballsy, if you're going to sign free agents, if you're going to sign guards and tackles and whatever.
Yep.
And
you're going to do what the Bears did this offseason
right.
and completely.
If they come up with a big price tag, you can't go, oh, my God. Oh,
No, it
what's
can't
all
be
that?
key.
You
You
just
gotta
said, fuck it. I'm paying it.
You gotta let your nuts. You gotta let your nuts hang with your pocketbooks. Plain
Yes, Willie.
simple. Plain and simple.
Because you can't be going into free agency and just try to, dink and dunk, for
Penny
lack
pinching.
of a better word, and just try to repair it with some budget options. Like, you're going to have to go out there and you need non-negotiable. This guy can play. This guy is a baller. And I feel like, and it's not necessarily true with the Lions. It kind of was with DJ Reed, but it's the whole premise of, if this goes well, then he'll be a great player. Like the Roy Lopez thing, like which was a great signing. I'll give Brad his flowers on that one. He was the best interior defensive lineman on this team this year. But Roy Lopez is really good at run defense. Not very skilled at rushing the passer. He was this year, but that's what we heard. And I want to be able to go into free agency and see who Brand Hope signs and not say, oh, he's good every time except third down. Or in AQM's case, he's really good at rushing the quarterback. He has 10-plus sacks, but he can't play the run worth a dick.
Here's what I need, and I'm going to use you as a barometer. When free agent happens, and if I hear you say, damn, they paid a lot for this guy, but he can play, then I'm okay with it.
I think
Same
that's
here.
a very fine requirement to have because you know what you didn't say there?
What?
If something. There's always some variable with the signing. I want to know that we signed someone like who I want, Tyler Lindenbaum from the Ravens, who they're going to have to pay like $20 million for to play center for them. I just want to see them do it. There's nothing wrong with Lindenbaum. He's young. He is worth the contract. He's great at pass blocking and run blocking. That's what I want. I just want to say.
Here's what I don't want. I don't want to come up to Jesus in the office here, and I said, what did you think of the Lions signing? He says, well, he's good value. I don't want to hear that.
No.
I'm
I
sick of
wanna
saying
hear
good
you
value.
say,
I don't want to say that.
Damn, they paid a lot for him, but he can play.
Yeah.
That sounds like a dream.
That's what I need.
That's what I think. That's what everyone needs. And in the chat, you're getting a lot of people vibe with you as well. And it's what you got to do. You're at a crossroads because the sustained success that you've been saying that you wanted to have ever since this regime has come to light, the way that you have gone has gotten you off the rails from sustained success because 8-8, 9-8, or 8-9, however you want to slice it today, is not good enough. That's not sustained success. And I'm so sick of hearing people say, oh, he's a new money Lions fan. He didn't have to go through the only quarterbacks I've ever known are Orlovsky, Stafford, and Goff. So I've been pretty lucky in my life. However, it's not okay to be 8-8 or 8-9. That's not okay. And a lot of people in this fan base just want to, champion them because we've come from nothing. I don't give a shit. I want to be like every other NFL fan in the league. I want to win a Super Bowl. I want to go on deep playoff runs. I don't want to be we're going off back-to-back seasons of being a first-round exit to the lowest seed in the NFC and then an 8-8 season. Where's the sustained success, people? I don't care about 15-2 because you know what it resulted in? Nothing. And a worse season after.
But I will say this. Sustained success is going to have a blip in it. I mean, you're going to go 13 wins, the Super Bowl, 12 wins in an NFC Championship game, 12 games in maybe a Super Bowl, 8 wins and no playoffs, and then you keep going. What the Lions must stop right now. But those teams that did that, they didn't become complacent. I think what was the worst thing that happened for the Lions? 15-2.
Yep.
Because ever since then, they've not been gritty. They've not been snotty or whatever frames. They become nice guys. Nice guys, and it starts with Brad Holmes. Not, all these free agents that we talked about, or all these trade things they could have been more aggressive with. They didn't do it because they felt, okay, we got Aiden Hutchinson, we got all these guys, we're good. We don't need any other help. That's complacency.
That is complacency. And you saw it with how they treated the offensive line this offseason. And you thought that Cologne, Mahogany was essentially a rookie. A couple rookies were just going to fix your offensive line going from being a top 5 unit. There was always going to be some regression. And that's where everyone always says, you can't get aggressive, finding a guard, and I just don't believe that. If you're offering someone the right price, they'll take it.
Of course they will. And plus, this was a good place to play. Forget the money, and you can't forget the money, but money aside, this is a place that people wanted to play for. For the last 6 decades, whatever, nobody wanted to come here.
At all.
It was not a destination. It was a bad organization. Everybody knew it. Players talked with each other, but then that chatter began to change. Hey, the Lions. Don't know if I want to play there, but I'll look into it.
And at the start of the season, we're penny pitching and saying that we're not going to sign guys like Kevin Zeitler, who was a huge part of our offensive line, because, Tennessee is so desperate to have an offensive guard that can protect their rookie quarterback that they are willing to overpay Zeitler. You're in the middle of a Super Bowl window. You need to overpay. Mm-hmm. It's a 1-year deal. Low risk, high reward.
Well, he wanted to go back home and to his family and stuff. You can skip home for 1 year.
Yeah,
right.
Especially when you make them choke on a couple mil.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anyone not do something for a couple mil.
Well, for a couple mil extra, I could forget visiting Aunt Gladys, every day for a little money. You get slippers, a couple dresses or whatever, and
she knows what's up.
Mm-hmm.
When she gets the pimped out glitter dress in the mail,
right?
She's not going to be the one complaining.
And if you get that money, you know what Aunt Gladys is going to say? Wish you were here in Nashville, baby, but Detroit.
Go get that bread.
No, it's only a 1-hour flight. I can get on my Southwest Airlines flight and be there in 1 hour.
Quick as hell.
Yeah, it's just there's been so many fundamental issues with this team throughout the entire season, and I'm vibing with you completely, Terry. When you talk about the grit that this team hasn't been playing with. But
it's not just the playing; it's just the organization.
Yes.
Has not been gritty too.
You know who is gritty? Dante151 with the $49.99 super chat. Thank you, Dante. I don't want to see any more goddamn injured players playing for my Lions. I'm sick and tired of that shit. Also, good luck with your retirement. The ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, Hiroshi Tadashishi, who lost to Kazukiya Okada at Wrestle Kingdom 20. Shout out to Dante. I definitely butchered those names, but I'm trying my best up here.
You did good.
And we don't care.
You all right?
I care about the injuries. I think that he makes a great point.
No, we were talking about Tijuana Kachichani or whoever that was. He was talking
Hashimoto.
You're not a Kachikwani fan?
No, I don't
he's
know
a
who
good.
that is.
He's a decent wrestler in AEW, but he's real famous in New Japan Wrestling.
How am I supposed to know who a Japanese wrestler is?
The Great Muta.
Hey, there's got to be.
The only one I know is the Great Kabuki.
Great Kabuki.
Hey, at least you got some ball knowledge. I'll take it. Hey, but on Dante's point of the injuries, is it time to start looking at the way that they practice, the way that they do their treatment, their strength and conditioning coach? Is it time to start looking at those interior factors because of the way that the injuries continue to stack?
I actually think Campbell, I'm not going to say he pampers his players, but if you have anything wrong with you, you're not practicing on Wednesday. He gives everybody Wednesday off. That's why the injury report is so long. The whole strength and conditioning thing, I keep hearing that thing. I think that's baloney. If you get hit the right way, I don't care who the strength coach is, you're going to be injured.
Yep.
This is a game, it's a collision sport. Now, the thing that you notice with the Lions is every team has injuries, right? I think the Lions have gone through a 2-year stretch where it's not just players getting injured, it's units.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for instance, if you have an injury here, injury there, you can sustain that. But when it's all in the same, within the same unit, I mean, last year it was the secondary and the defense. This year it was the offensive line,
The secondary.
So it's difficult to overcome when it's a unit. And the strength and conditioning coach isn't treating the defensive lineman better than the offensive lineman. That's just unfortunate bad luck.
Yeah.
Because when you look at an NFL game, there's dudes getting off the field like every third or fourth play. Somebody's injured every series because it's the nature of the sport. Now, a lot of times they come back, they put them in the tent, and they go back. But with the Lions, it hasn't been that case. And I just think it's been unfortunate luck for them.
And you see all these teams as well, like they're on their backups, but it doesn't make that big of a difference. Like there isn't the huge drop-off, I feel, with the Lions. You know, the Lions lose all their offensive linemen. Steelers were down their left tackle and their left guard. They're on the third and fourth string guys, and they're producing at a higher clip than Lions backups. And that's, I guess, where I start to question what's going on with the culture in the locker room, because if the Steelers are able to do that, why can't the Lions, especially when the Steelers were without TJ Watt, without Highsmith when we played them? Like our offensive line should have been fine, but they got blown up by one player only, that's Cam Hayward.
Should have been, but that's where we go back to complacency. I think the Lions kept thinking that 2024 was going to come walking through that front door. Everything was going to be great. The offense is going to be producing, 40 points a game, 500 yards. But that thing or that vibe never came through. That's something you got to create. And I just think they're like, we'll be good. We're good. Everything is fine. Even though the house is burning down, you're still saying we're good. And you weren't. And it was obvious. And I think us in the media, people in the fan base, kept thinking 2024 is walking through that front door. That's why, when down the last stretch, here's what I heard all the time. Well, what happens if the Lions finish 3-0 to go down the stretch? And people pick them to go 3-0 down the stretch. They're one loss away from going 0-3. Because 2024 was not walking through that front door. I won bets because of that. I almost feel guilty, but I don't. Because we just thought the pass was going to come back, and it has not come back. And it's not going to come back unless Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, the coordinators change. For instance, I am not a defensive coordinator, but I have a solution for their defense. Now, what the Lions try to do is they try to create pressure on the quarterback with their front four. It's not happening. Quarterbacks are sitting back, looking around, smoking cigarettes, and then deciding what to do. The Lions are going to have to blitz their linebackers. Now, I'm not saying every play, but you better come up with some creative way where that opposing quarterback doesn't know what you're doing. So, but Anzalone, I don't know who it's going to be, but whoever your linebackers are, Jack Campbell, they're going to have to come in and blitz sometimes. And even if it's not Campbell or Anzalone, it's going to have to be some young buck that may not even be on the roster who's a human missile.
Yep.
Send him because you can't get to the quarterback with your front four. And I know Aiden Hutchinson is great, but it ain't happening. He's not doing it enough.
He needs some help. He need a edge rusher alongside with him, or a D tackle to go out there to do the job, to get the job done. So they got to do some damage in the defensive line. So they got to pick up somebody, a young, fresh linebacker, to help out Aiden Hutchinson, because Aiden Hutchinson did enough, but not like he's supposed to do before that injury, because he was not himself that year, and he needs help. He can't do it by himself.
Right. And I said one of the themes of today's show is going to be making you uncomfortable, and I think defensively, it starts there. Defensively, they're going to have to take some risks. They can't do the whole, we're going to be fundamentally sound, we're going to rush forward, we're going to get to the quarterback, we're going to create negative plays. They can't do that. They're not equipped to do that. So you've got to take risk. You've got to be aggressive. And you have to try to make the opponent uncomfortable. Now, I want to go back to when I was a youth covering the NFL, and I would always ask
about
people,
my age.
Huh?
About my age.
I was your age.
Okay.
Now, I would always
So
ask
embark some wisdom on me, Terrence.
other people, what must the Lions do to become championship contenders? And this is two things you got to do in this league. One, you got to protect your quarterback. And now that goes back to you got to protect Jared Goff, because we all know his liabilities and his limitations, that you have to protect him. It doesn't, whether it's Jared Goff or Patrick Mahomes or Greg Landry or anybody else, that's what you have to do. And they said, two, you got to make it uncomfortable for the opposing quarterback. Because they said, I don't care who you are. If you don't have time.
Are you talking about when you were a kid or now?
When I was a kid. No, when I was your age. Are you a kid?
At heart.
Okay. When I was covering the league, you're not 30 yet, are you?
No.
No, he's
Okay.
young.
I'm 23.
Okay, how about this?
Oh, you fresh.
In my 30s, when I was covering the Lions in the NFL, I would ask that question. What must you do to win in this league? Protect your quarterback and attack the other quarterback. The Lions, when you look this year, they were not able to protect Jared Goff. Because when Jared Goff, as soon as he stepped back, he was already under pressure. You notice a lot of times Jared Goff was like, fuck it, he was just throwing the ball in the ground. Because he didn't have protection. He knew he couldn't get outside the pocket. He couldn't do anything, so he would just ground the ball. And the second thing that we saw this year was opposing quarterbacks getting way too comfortable. And then what we did is when somebody was open, we blamed the secondary. I don't think the secondary was as bad as people say it was, but the quarterbacks had too much time. I don't care who you are. You're not going to cover Justin Jefferson for 5 seconds.
No.
You're not even going to Tom Kennedy, you're not going to cover for 5 seconds.
No, and you saw the way that the bottom feeders you played spiked your sack total.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like the Commanders game, we had 7 or 8 sacks. It's just, it gets to a point where you know that regardless of the numbers, there is some fraudulent there. And I think that you could say that about the offensive line. You could talk about that with almost every unit on this team. Even the running game, which you highlighted earlier, 2.5 yards per carry in your losses. That is as telling as you can have it. That there is an issue on the line of scrimmage. The fact that you go empty against teams like the Steelers. I don't think we had a sack in the Steelers game.
Mm-hmm.
That's which is ridiculous when they have a 3rd and 4th string.
I don't know if you noticed this, but
Garden
the
tackle.
Steelers had an old ass quarterback back there
who could not move.
Right.
And
you still couldn't get him.
Still couldn't get him. And of course, it was Aaron Rodgers, and he had to do it to us just one more time.
And then he said, "Got you back for 2022."
Yes, he did.
You ran my ass out of Green Bay. Well, you're not going to the playoffs because of me.
And you know what's the worst part? If you just took care of business, you'd be in the playoffs right now.
How about this? Let's forget the last 3 games of the season. The Lions are going to miss the playoffs for losing twice to the Minnesota Vikings,
Yep.
who should have been the last place team in this division.
We are.
The Vikings should have been.
Well, the Vikings should have been, yeah. But it's us. And do you think we're going to win today, Terry?
Absolutely not.
I don't think we're going to
And
either.
in
This
fact,
is the first time I picked
might
against them.
make history today because Broder always picks the Lions to win.
Yeah.
And if I do pick them to lose, it'll be by 4 or 5 points. We're going to make history today. For the first time on this show, I'll give you a little tease. I'm going to pick the Lions to lose by double digits.
Ooh,
I think they're going to get their asses kicked today.
By 15.
really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if my heart can take that, Terry.
I know it can't,
I can't lie to you. I'm coming to you as a young man.
but I could be wrong.
You could be wrong.
But I won't be.
See, when people are that confident, like you sound like me when I'm picking college football games. I just know sometimes, and you sound like you just know. And that's a sad reality. But Labartney's keeping the vibe side, $4.99 super chat. Damn, Dante, can't you keep it in American English? And he's just laughing and then a little salute. Shout out to you, Dante. Shout out to you, Labartney. Thanks for being with us this. I was going to say joyous morning, but I'm not having a lot of fun. I'm having fun being with you, T-Foss. But
Well, did you enjoy your New Year?
I did enjoy my New Year. It was very good.
Okay. Well, keep the good vibes going.
I will keep the good vibes
And
going.
the Lions losing is not the end of the world.
It is not. It is not the end of the world, even though it feels like it.
But I can understand, Lion fans to be upset. The worst thing possible has happened. One, the Lions are going to be in last place in their division. B, you know who the Grinch is for the Lions? Ben Johnson.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the Grinch.
Ben
He's
Johnson
he's
is
not
the
pulling
Grinch.
off the dogs today. We didn't do it in the first game. If he can bury us, he's going to bury us.
Yeah,
And it's going to be ugly.
next season.
Don't blame him.
I don't blame
He
him either.
should. If he can.
If you can.
He should try to embarrass the Detroit Lions today because the Lions did it to him.
He
Yep.
can run his damn mouth after the post conference about how he beat the Lions and I'm the anchor of the offense. And,
I want to see how quick that handshake's going to be today.
it could be a slap.
Because last time it was like, boom, they were gone.
It could be a slap or a shove by Dan Campbell if Ben would act like an asshole after the game. You should never know.
You know what I want to see?
What's that?
If the Bears win, I want to see Ben Johnson try to give Dan Campbell that quick slap on the back that Jim Harbaugh did.
He ain't gonna do it.
I want to see a fight after the game.
Bro, Terry,
Oh,
you're
me
just
too. Me too. I ain't gonna
disappointing me over here. Like you're just playing out all these negative scenarios. I gotta sit over here and listen to them. I gotta sit over here in front of thousands of people watching the game and as getting chirped by Bears fans. You're not helping. You're supposed to be
Would
my
you-
Uncle
I'm
T.
wrong.
All
They
right,
had to
all
give
right.
him an edge
Uncle
for next
T.
season.
Well, this is a positive. Would you like to see Dan Campbell kick Ben Johnson's ass after the
Yeah,
game?
or backhand the shit out
Yes,
of him.
I would love to see that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
All right, that would be cinema.
But
What-
and when I'll say this one more time,
Have head coaches ever fought?
Couple
Like
times.
straight
on
up
the field,
on the field?
Once or twice.
probably
a
that
scuffle,
usually
a
happens
puss.
away from the cameras and stuff. But yeah, that has happened before. So that would be fun.
Yeah.
But see, I don't believe in negative and positive. I believe in reality. This is my reality. A, the Lions are not going to beat the Bears. B, the Bears are going to kick their ass. C, there's going to be a quick handshake or something after the game. It may not be a handshake. But if Ben Johnson tries to slap Dan Campbell on the back and walk away,
You
might get you your fight then.
Or a choke slam by Dan Campbell. And that'll be.
Yeah, the choke slam.
Yeah.
Bam.
Since we suck and this is depressing, do you prefer your tackles Samoan, white, or black?
all the above. It doesn't matter.
There's
My
preference for
tackles?
some people.
Oh yeah, but
I think that's a position where you can get race doesn't matter, because probably the best tackle in Lions history is Lomas Brown. Then Penei Sewell. And here's a guy, and one is Samoan, one is black, and another guy that got no recognition, who I thought was good, was Jeff Backus. He was white. But people, for whatever reason, didn't like him. So that doesn't matter.
So what about center?
I want a white guy.
I want
All right, yeah,
I want a country hillbilly white guy.
That's where I was trying to lead you guys.
For center. I want no, not just a white guy. I want a squat, fat, beer belly white guy.
Yeah, give me the barn burner white guy, offensive linebacker. Those
Corn
best.
fed or crawfish fed?
No, corn fed.
Yeah, corn, man.
fed. Iowa breed fed. Arkansas.
You know what? Because if you give
Lyndon Mum is from Iowa, by the way. The center
but-
I want in free agency.
buddy boy, if you give somebody too much crawfish, they might become lean over time.
See,
in
educated.
But if
Louisiana?
you give them corn to make it good, you got to put some little fat in there, and so they're gonna be fat, squat, big ass, and beer belly. That's what I want at center.
I knew when Kingsley came out for the Vikings game, and he is like no ass, and in standards of an NFL player who played center for us against the Vikings, I knew we were cooked. Like when he walked out there, and like, because I when you pointed that out, I was like, damn, he's right. Like the ass is where the power is, and
Right.
Kingsley has no ass in center NFL standard, and I knew we were cooked.
When I talk about big asses, all you guys laugh. Oh, gee, he's just so funny. No, that shit is true.
It's true.
You need a big ass person, at least on your defensive line, and at center too. I'm not joking around.
No, you being. I know you being real about it. You got to put some ass on it, like my father said. We had to use everything with muscle. You got to put everything about it. So in that case, you need a line, defensive, offensively, with some fat asses. Pause on that one. So in that case, it's necessary. I understand what you're saying, Terry. Heavily.
All right. Now I'm going to make you be negative.
Okay,
Let it be.
great. My favorite thing ever. Go ahead, Terry.
Detroit Lions take on the Chicago Bears today at Soldier Field. I didn't even check the weather. I'm just assuming it's going to be cold.
I got you.
Same like in Detroit.
Prediction, young man.
Prediction?
Mr. Positive.
Let me give you the weather real quick because he asked. It's going to be 20 degrees, and it's going to be 8-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
Oh, shoot. That's balmy this time of year.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Still too cold for me.
So, I don't know. With no Penei Sewell, I'm not feeling very optimistic. I can't lie. Let's go 28. See, but they can't stop the run. Like that.
That is accurate.
So there is a pathway for the Lions to put up some points. I'm going to go 31-28. Lions lose.
I thought you were going to make history. It's up for me to make history now. This is going to be the first time on this show someone predicts the Lions to lose by double digits. Chicago Bears 28, Lions 13. Willie B? Want to join history,
Yes,
or are you going to
indeed.
pick the Lions to win?
No, they're gonna get their ass
I
whipped.
mean, I picked the
unfortunately.
Lions to lose.
I know.
They losing.
But not by double digits.
No, I did not.
I'll give it like, at least 20-13.
Okay. So you going old school.
I don't
Back
think
in
it's
the
going to be
day.
that low scoring.
When I was this young man's age, we would see 20 to 13 games or 16-13 games and love them. Man, that defense was great. Every possession mattered. Now, you don't see that anymore. You better get in the 30s or you can't win today.
Yeah.
Back then, you could score 17 points and win 10 games.
Do you prefer it that way?
The old school way? No, I like it. I like today's games better.
Yeah.
But it may have gone a little bit too much because I I have this philosophy. I know it doesn't happen all the time, but I don't think defenses can stop offenses anymore.
No.
What you have to do is you have to get them to turn the ball over. Because today, here's what you're going to do. Well, back in the day, if it was fourth down, it could be fourth down and a half an inch, and you didn't go for it. Now it's 4th and 3. We're going for it. So the only way defenses can stop offenses now is turnovers.
And that's why Kirby Joseph was such a pillar on this defense last year, because you weren't necessarily a great defense, but you caused a ton of turnovers between Kirby and Branch.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you were so successful. Now without them this year, like, you're seeing how big of a runway this team can be and just get absolutely cooked on defense with forcing no turnovers. And Anzo and Campbell have been doing a solid job trying to force some turnovers with some punch-outs and stuff, but I don't know, not nothing like it was last year where you were forcing a turnover to a game that really helped your offense.
Yeah, the thing I like about Kirby Joseph is that I think he set offenses up. He'd be looking over here and then dash back over here and get interceptions. He lured quarterbacks into turnovers. So you're missing that. And the other thing is Kirby Joseph ever going to be Kirby Joseph again?
That's a tough one.
I don't know.
I'm hearing that injury may not.
No, that Achilles tendon, it turns.
He may not be himself if he plays next year.
Yeah,
that's a year-long injury to recover than the ACL injury.
I'm assuming Brian Branch doesn't play next year
at all.
If he does,
I think
week
back half
14,
of the season,
15, something like that.
I was thinking week 10.
Okay, so to me, that's not playing, because with the position the Lions are in, they need Brian Branch week 1. They need Kirby Joseph week 1, and they're not going to get that. If you're talking about week 10, season could be over by then.
Well, aren't you in a DAP remove, Terry? The season's already over this year, and you're already talking about it being over next year. Week 10.
Nope, you didn't. I said could. Could is the key word.
Don't put those demons on me, Ricky Bobby.
Well, if you're telling me no Kirby Joseph and no Brian Branch until week 10, Brohammer, it could be done.
It could be. I just don't want to live in that reality, Terry. I'm already living in this one, and it's not fun. Dante151 with the $9.99 super chat. Justin, if you want something fun to keep an eye on, Patriots versus Dolphins and Jags versus Titans, because if the Patriots lose and the Jags wins, Jags get the 2nd seed in the AFC. Just watch Neil suffer. Neil already is suffering because knowing that he lost a bet to me.
Oh, really?
Is Neil losing bets to everybody?
Yeah, pretty much. Lose to you, lose to Justin.
I just got my get back on Neil the last 2 times.
That's crazy.
I was 0 for 4 in 2024, and then I was 2-0 in 2025. So now I'm looking to get back up to 500.
You know what? And he won't admit it, but Neil is slumping. Neil used to kill us with those out west football games that started at 2 in the morning.
Get right, yep.
The get rights, he'd always get them right. Now they're the get wrongs. And he's trying to sweep it under the rug.
Is he?
Yes. He's not talking about his little predictions from Hawaii against Hawaii, Maui, those games. He's not talking about him losing those games, so he's trying to sweep it under the rug.
I cannot confirm nor deny. But what I can say is I went 2-2 for y'all last week with the college football playoff. Not good enough. I got to bounce back for you this week. I know you expect better.
I think it's hard to predict these games in the college football playoffs.
It is, because you're seeing that the SEC is not very SEC anymore.
It's done.
No, but here's the thing and I probably should have told you this earlier. The money has shifted in college football. The money has shifted from the SEC to the Big Ten. Therefore, the Big Ten should be the more dominant conference.
We have been.
Because you got Mark Cuban, John Cougar Mellencamp, supporting the Big Ten. And who, lo and behold, is the Big Ten team of the year? Indiana.
Michigan.
And everybody wants to
basketball-wise.
credit Signelli, and he's done a great job. But where's the money? The money's with Indiana now. People are pouring money into that program.
Yep. People forget how much money that they have.
Right. Now, I got to tour their facilities before they got this money. It was like touring Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So
Terrible.
no wonder nobody's coming to Indiana.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
All right, question from the chat. Comeback Leds Vids. If I told you Brad would draft a running back in the first, not sign an offensive lineman, extend Davenport this offseason, you would believe me. I actually would not believe you.
No, I wouldn't. I would have called you a liar, and then I have to apologize to you later.
There's no way they draft a running back in the first round.
No. And if he does,
Not a chance.
guess what?
People will still be on their knees for him.
No, not me. This kid here, you gone. If he drafts a running back in the first 6 rounds, he gone. Don't want to see it. I'd rather see some fat ass from Fresno State being drafted in the 5th round than a running back.
Or Nebraska.
You
I mean,
don't
I think in the
need
5th
it.
round's a little different. Next year will be the last year, Monty. You get a guy in here to learn the system. There's no way Monty survives. I don't even know if he survives this offseason. I see Jeff over there agreeing with me. But if it's not this offseason, it's next.
You can find a running back.
Yeah. There's
Dime a dozen.
the projected 5th, 6th, and 7th round running backs are fine. They will work. I mean, you're seeing it with Monungai in Chicago. You don't need another premier running back with blistering speed like Jahmyr Gibbs. You need a guy who can go pick up a first down.
What's your 40 speed now?
Mine?
Yours.
I have no idea.
Can you crack 5-0?
I doubt it.
All right.
Terry, I'm white.
That don't mean nothing.
It's not
that
white
don't
men
mean
can't
shit.
jump. It's white men can't run.
And what about
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey?
I skate. He's an outlier.
Yeah, but I
He's
will
the
say
outlier.
This is the white man is making a comeback. The fastest young runner in the United States is white,
Yeah.
right? This kid, he's like kicking everybody's ass. He's in high school.
Never thought I'd hear the day.
Mm-hmm. Brothers are like, damn, I got beat by a white boy, and I ran a under 10. He still beat my ass.
Here we go. More from the chat. Another one from Combat Legs. Brad made no moves this trade deadline. Nothing surprises me with Brad anymore. If they don't get aggressive this offseason
Put the Gators on.
and put the Gators on
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the Boston hats.
and go pimp out every position group that needs it, where is the line with the unsatisfaction with Brad Holmes? If he misses one of the key position groups or something, are you, is that still putting you in a position where you are like, all right, get this dude out of here? Or if he does a 75% job, kind of like he did this offseason.
You can scrutinize him. The reason I'm hesitant to come down on him, like put the gavel on his head and get rid of his ass, is because I've seen the Lions without Brad Holmes. I've seen the Lions for 5 decades be atrocious. This is the first time that the Lions have given people hope. But with that said, with the Lions in this, they're still a good team, even though they're going to finish 8-9. They're still a good team, so there is still hope for a future. But that hope needs assistance now. That hope needs aggressiveness. That hope needs grit. That hope needs saltiness. You can't rest on your laurels now. This is when the Lions are going to have to do their best work, because it's tougher to turn a good team into a great team than it is to turn a bad team into a good team.
Well, now we're getting to the point where the extensions are starting to kick in. You're not on the rookie deals anymore. And drafting in those later rounds becomes more and more important as the years go on. And now you're sitting this year with no third-round pick in a draft that you probably need a third-round pick, because you are at a point where in these draft classes today, a third-round pick is a starter if you draft right. And with the capability it has, some more lineman depth, another edge, like there could be something that could really help this team. And now it's, invested in a luxury pick in a position that you are nowhere in need of in the wide receiver group. And I like Tesla. Like you say, he's a fine young player.
Tesla. It's Tesla.
Right.
You got to throw your arms
Tesla.
up. Tesla.
He's a fine young player.
He is.
And, however, he was a luxury pick that you did not need.
Right.
You needed linemen. You needed an edge. And you chose to trade 3 for a wide receiver who looks to be a dog, but you didn't need him.
How did that wide receiver help you win games this year? Even with his great one-handed catches, and he made us go woo. But you didn't see.
I believe they lost almost every game he scored a touchdown in.
Okay, well that's not good.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Terry.
And then you talk about me being bad today.
And then he had a drop. He dropped at the drop against the Steelers, which was a really tough catch. I'm not going to kill him for it, but, when you're drafted to be this contested catch weapon who doesn't drop balls in the red zone, it hits your hands, I can't expect you to catch it.
Yeah. Look, you just jogged my mind about how about maybe the Lions are unfocused this year, because we saw things this year we never saw before. We saw St. Brown drop passes. Consistently drop passes. We saw Penei Sewell get beat on the inside more than we had before.
I've never seen Penei Sewell get beat like this, not even as a rookie.
Right. So those are two glaring things right there. The other thing we did not see, at least we didn't see last year, is that running game gets stopped. We had Knuckles and Sonic and Knuckles, whoever they were unstoppable. Lions offense was unstoppable. And you saw it was you expected them to mow through teams. And in fact, we were surprised if they were stopped on consecutive series before. Now, this year, we saw them being stopped pretty consistently because they couldn't get the running game going. I mean, Jared Goff loves when it's 2nd and 6 or 2nd and 5. He wasn't even getting that. He was getting 2nd and 8 and 2nd and 12.
Yeah, they constantly got behind the sticks, and when you look at their advanced passing metrics, like they are awful passing on 3rd and 4th down. They are one of the league's best on 1st down. And I think that just shows the volatility that this offensive line has. When they know you're passing, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't run the ball consistently either, and it really just puts this offense in such a difficult situation where they have to overcome the defense essentially predicting what they're doing. Like, they're predictable out there. Like, they're not what they were last year where you never knew what they were doing. They could pop a run on you on 3rd and 7 and get a 1st down. Has any of you seen that once this year? Where on 3rd and medium, 3rd and long, we've run a draw, run a dive, anything where we gave the ball to our running back and they were able to pick up a big 1st down on 3rd down?
No, on 4th and 2, usually they were stacked up. Here's the other thing, and I don't know the percentage of this, but it seems like it was 100%. 4th down, when the Lions' defense was facing 4th down or 3rd down, it seemed like the opponent's success rate was 100%.
Yes.
It seemed that way. It wasn't, but it seemed like on 3rd down, whatever they wanted, they got. And forget about 4th down.
Yeah, 4th down, they were abysmal this year. And on top of that, building off of it, those third and 12s, third and 10s. Constantly you would see St. Brown get open, Laporta make a contested catch. I know Laporta's out. You still have Tesla, though. Or Tesla, sorry.
Tesla. That's right. Let's get it right.
However, you've converted one this entire season. And I know it's such a low percentage play, but those were the plays that you would find in games with this Lions team. St. Brown would break one. J-Mo would be open, make a guy miss. It's not like nothing is clicking in a way that it was last year. The timing of the offense is not where it should be. There's nothing really to tip your cap on this offense and say like non-negotiable right now. Like I can rely on that game in and game out. There's nothing.
You know what? I'm feeling kind of guilty now. I've depressed my man over here.
Yeah, you have.
But I'm gonna cheer you up. There's some good news with the Detroit Lions. All right, Laporta will be healthy next season. Right?
Yes, he will be. Hopefully.
Tesla is going to have another year under his belt, and he's going to be more productive. Penei Sewell will be healthy. And Brad Holmes is going to cook and get some offensive guards and a tackle, and he's not going to be cheap. So how does that sound to you?
That sounds fantastic, Terry.
Okay. Are you feeling better?
I am.
I got a little smile on his face. Now I feel good.
There
now.
you go. There you go.
Poor
like a
little
shot
kid,
of espresso.
Poor guy was like this.
Get miserable.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind
How
of
much time left in this show?
Don't get miserable, man.
lots of people in the chat talking about how much Laporta hurt this season when he went down, and one thing that was very much missed was his blocking in the run game.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And now that he's been hurt, like it's gotten even worse. Like it was not awful the first couple weeks of the season. You definitely could see it wasn't at the level it was in the 2 years prior. But when he was there making some of those blocks in the back end on those DNs, that was so big for creating running lanes. And without him, and you're also missing him on third down. He's been, and I'll admit it. I mean, I knew how important Laporta was, but I didn't know that he was this important. Where how out of sync this running game looks without him. I mean, Tesla, like he's been solid, but you can't expect him to come in and fill Laporta's blocking roles in the run game. Like he's big, he's a physical wide receiver, but Laporta.
Who are you talking about?
Tesla.
No, it's Tesla.
Sorry, but he's.
Here, I'm going to depress you again. Here's
you kill me,
here's the last three rushing totals: 12 carries, 15 yards. And they followed that up with 12 carries,
22 yards. Oh.
And then this is the big one, 30 carries for 69 yards.
Wow.
I don't see that. That smile went away. As
my favorite
to
player is Gibbs, too, so like this is not helping.
Earlier in the year, 30 carries, 177 yards. 40 carries, 224. Here was their clunker.
But even those games were inflated by those big Gibbs runs. Like Gibbs had 60 and 80-yard runs in both those games. So it's just
yeah, but that's the way the running back goes. I mean, for instance, Barry Sanders, best running back in Lions history.
Yep.
All right, Barry would go 4 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 80, 6 yards, 4 yards, 8.
Yeah, but Gibbs isn't getting the 4 right now. He's getting 0, and then he'll blow one up, and then that's the entire running game for the day. That's how it goes.
I know. Or how about this one? 33 carries, 226 yards. Here was the Lions clunker earlier in the year.
Who was that against the Commanders?
That was against against the Commanders. Now this was the Lions rushing clunker early in the season. 29 carries, 119 yards. That's still damn good.
That's still very solid.
That was their bad game early in the year.
Well, their offense looked like solid at that point. At that point, I wasn't even worried about it. how long this season has gone, and that now that it's one of the worst run games in the entire NFL, don't know how we got here.
Right.
Actually,
All
well, I do know how we got here. It's just it happened.
All right. Priority one. What's priority one for Brad Holmes this offseason?
Center or edge.
I agree, but you better be looking at left tackles too.
I'm also on the left tackle train.
Well, maybe it's a right tackle because maybe they'll slide Penei Sewell to left, and then get whoever they bring in, put them at right.
There's a lot of great tackles
I look
in
at
this
Taylor
draft.
Decker, and he looks like a dude that wants out.
Yeah, he looks like the tread is coming off the tires. And in every mock draft I've done so far, I have drafted a tackle in the first round.
Right.
And then an edge in the second.
Right. It looks like, sometimes you hit that mental wall. You could still do it physically, or you think you can do it physically, but your mind is saying, I don't know. So I think that's where Taylor Decker is. He's like, I don't know if I can do this mentally, and so I think he's going to retire.
I think he's going to retire too.
Mm-hmm.
And
So-
if that happens, it makes it.
So you got a lot of needs for this team.
Oh yeah, man.
Interior, offensive line, left tackle.
That's why it'd be nice to have some third round picks right now.
Edge. Well, don't need him because you got Tesla.
Dare I can't.
What do you need him for?
You don't need him. I'm
got the
not even
one-hand
kidding.
catch man.
I'd rather have the three third round picks
So would I.
because don't even get me started.
No, they are very important. Back in the day, when you were a toddler, the Denver Broncos had a very good offensive line. And when you looked at the bios of those guys, they were all third and fourth round draft picks. So you can build a line if you have
No
your
doubt.
third round picks.
No doubt. Because, man, Terry, you're making it tough over here. I'm trying to keep my spirits up, Chad, but Terry's like, how much this team actually needs, and like that's something that I've I've known, but I haven't really wanted to talk about. It's a lot because you're gonna need, like you said, you're gonna need a tackle. If not this year, next year on Decker for sure. There's no way he gets through another full season. You're talking about, you need a center, but are you comfortable with your guards right now?
No. All right.
There you go. There's another one.
Let's go grocery shopping. In order for the Lions to be Super Bowl contenders, you need a left tackle, a center. We'll be cheap and do one guard, edge rusher. That's 4. Oh, you're going safeties. Because
How about linebacker? Because you're losing Anzalone too.
Pretty much.
Well, I keep hearing that Anzalone can't play. So I'm not going to give you the linebacker.
Okay.
Because I was trying to pump the guy up. He can't play. But on my shopping list of needs to have a good team, you need a white guy with a blonde ponytail in order to have a good defense. And so I would keep him. But I keep hearing he's no good. But anyway, I put him down there only because I like you. So
Only because I like him.
in
All right, at least you're
order to
honest.
be Super Bowl contenders, you need a left tackle, a center. We're going to go one guard. Because we can't be greedy.
Yeah, one guard.
One guard.
I like Ratledge.
Edge rusher, safety, linebacker. There's 6 positions you need. So you're not that close.
No.
And you need a defensive coordinator. No, you need an offensive coordinator. Right?
Yep.
Defensive coordinator?
I like Shep. I like
Okay.
Shep personally.
You will need one if he's talking this, and he said it last week. He's not going to change the defense drastically. If he's still talking that, he gone. In my book,
I think that's fair.
see ya.
I'm not gonna kill you for that. I think that's
Because
so fair.
I think if you bring Anzalone back, which you may not be, you're going to have to blitz these dudes.
Yeah.
have to be more aggressive. You're going to have to be salty. You have to be edgy and after all this stuff. Because rushing 4 is not kicking it. I don't care how many sacks Hutchinson has. I don't care how many sacks Muhammad has. A lot of their sacks are at the back end after the quarterback has looked over the secondary and can't find anyone open. Then these sacks are happening later. But for the most part, teams have plenty of time to dissect your secondary because you're not getting the pressure on there.
And Labartney's trying to dissect my fandom with this $4.99 super chat. Is Justin black or white? Is he a Wolverine or Western fan? Is he a Lions fan today? No, I'm not a Lions fan today. I'm just sitting up here in a Calvin Johnson jersey and talking about the Lions.
Oh, shit.
That definitely not. Definitely not.
And getting depressed by what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, and you already know we make fun of you.
The fan chameleon. It's all right.
It's been a rough day. I mean, I'm not excited for this game later. I'm not even gonna lie. I love doing this. I love talking sports, but this one was tough to get. I mean, Jeff, was it tough to get out of bed this morning to participate in these fun activities before the game?
Problems it says to the night before. It's at the wrong time for alarm clock.
The depression kicks in. It's all right.
Just knew a Sunday was coming up where the Lions are going to get their ass kicked.
It used to be a joyous occasion. Now,
And plus, it's cold today too.
It
Let's
is
add
cold.
that in.
with no sun.
Oh,
No sun.
You reminded me it's cold. Now you remind me that Jared Goff can't play in cold
But at least it's
weather.
not snow all over
Oh,
the
boy,
freeway.
not the Jared Goff agenda coming out this early.
Well,
Do you have any problems with Jared Goff?
Yeah, I have
Are
problems.
you worried about the $70 million he's going to make next year?
Yes,
yeah.
I am.
Overpaid.
I'm worried about how that's going to affect the rest of the team. I have concerns about Jared Goff, but I still think this team can win with him. You need that offensive line. If this shopping list we have here, if Brad Holmes fulfills the shopping list 100%, the Lions can win with Jared Goff next year.
Okay.
If he doesn't, then they can't win with Jared Goff. Simple as that. And
Well, he's got a no trade clause, so
Don't
cut his ass. I don't care. I'm just saying, you can't win with him if you don't fulfill the shopping list. If you get a left tackle, center, and a guard, you good with Jared Goff is good. He's fine.
we're good.
We're good.
I'd agree. I think the offensive line, though, is
They just need to protect Goff.
where you got to hammer it home because he has to have a top 5 offensive line in the NFL in order to be successful. And that's
Sure.
just the brass tacks.
But here's the key question: is Brad Holmes going to cook not just in the draft, with free agency and trades? Gut feeling.
Gut feeling, yes.
Then
And
they got a
why
shot.
is only because of how bad this season was. I think that this was unfortunately a necessary step back to take 1 step back and 2 steps forward.
That is true. Now, I hear from people who say at times they hope their team loses. And I agree with them because losing wakes a franchise up sometimes. Losing tells the people in the front office or the coaching staff, we're not doing a good enough job. We got to do something different. Either we got to get somebody else to do it or we got to change the way it is. This season might be a blessing in disguise for the Lions because, hey, the Lions became complacent. Brad Holmes became a little bit of an asshole. He says, oh, you think I need an edge rusher? Not only am I not going to get one, but I'm going to thumb my nose up at you when I don't get one. He can't do that anymore.
It backfired.
Even he has to be laying next to Honey Bun, and that's his wife saying, damn, did I do the right thing? So he's got to be questioning himself. Now, we may not ever see that, but if he's questioning himself, there's a more likely chance that he's going to get what we've been screaming about for the last few years, that he's going to pay attention to detail about, fortifying that offensive line again, getting the edge rusher. or maybe it's something he doesn't know how to do. Now, a very good drafter, but once again, I said there's 3 phases to building a championship team. You got to go from bad to good to great, and that last step is hard to do. Everybody can't do it. Maybe this is something he can't do.
It might be. I don't want to go there yet. I think that here's my steps to winning a championship, all right? Every championship team does it, all right? So first, you gotta hit on the draft. No matter where you're drafting, you're scoring 3 starters from the draft. Number 2, a big free agent addition to a unit that desperately needs it on your roster. I'm not exclusive to any position. The third thing, big in-season trade that puts you over the top, because it happens every year. The teams that are aggressive at the deadline, that know that they're going for it, most of the time end up going further in the playoffs.
I agree with you, but I'm going to put it a different way.
Okay.
You got to be bad, because in order to be bad, you're going to get your quarterback in the draft. You're going to get your luxury picks early in the draft. So you got to be bad. Then, after a certain point, you say, okay, we're winning 10 games, we're winning 11 games every year. What do we need? That's when you make that splash trade, or you pick up that free agent and you forget about the salary cap, because the NFL salary cap doesn't exist.
No, it's fugazi.
Right. It's for teams who want to play by the rules, but you got to be, they say they're salty and gritty and all that stuff. That's what you got to be. And that's what the Lions at this point forward need to change. They've been the good guys so far. Now you got to become an asshole.
Yeah. And you got to start making moves that are a little, I don't want to say risky, but a little more splashy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's no one.
And, you got to do something else that's uncomfortable. You got to jettison some of these guys you drafted that you like, because you can't pay everybody.
Yep. I mean, I agree with you. If J-Mo wasn't on a team-friendly deal and he was still due it for extension, he'd be gone. And
then if you do that, you know who has to step up?
Tesla,
No.
Laporta,
No.
same round.
No.
I mean, who?
Tesla. Get it right.
I think you're gonna have to, at some point, consider selling off some of your luxury picks in order to keep it moving, because you're gonna need at one point to refill on your draft capital, and having 3 guys that can produce are gonna be more valuable than one. It's gonna hit that point.
It will, and then Laporta could become Hawkinson. Could. Not saying it's going to happen.
He also could struggle to play again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that back injury is no joke.
At all.
And I mean, it's a harsh reality. Like, talking about these guys who've been hurt. Like, I want to see them play again. I mean, they're great contributors on this team, but that there's a path and an avenue that has them, like, especially Kirby Joseph in particular, that never plays a snap again for the Detroit Lions.
Right. And Brian Branch, don't want to say it, don't want to depress you, an Achilles injury. He will play again, but at what level?
Especially because he's a guy who relies on his athleticism. He's a downhill safety. All these questions will be answered. You saw the ramp up with Hutch this year. Everyone thought he'd come out of the gate swinging, playing like his old self. And, I mean, even though the sack numbers are there, you could argue he's not even playing up to his full potential, because he used to be such a great run defender. This year he has not been.
Correct.
He's been over-enthused with the sack numbers. And, maybe by design, by Calvin Shepard.
I think there's a pressure on him from the fan base, because all you said, Hutch, we ain't going to get the sack. The next sack, got to sack him. And what was happening was he was getting his sacks, but it would be a sack with like 3 minutes left in the
Yep.
game. That maybe that was the final coffin in the nail, but you needed something earlier to make the game more comfortable.
I agree, and it's the alignment that either Shep has been using with him spread out so wide, where
I don't like the wide 9 or whatever the hell they call that thing.
it takes, like, he is not contained worth an ish this year. Like, it has been bad in the run game.
They may as well have him covering the wide receiver out wide. He's so
They
far.
might as well, because teams are just running outside zones right there, and we can't do anything about it. That is what the play that has killed us. It was a jet sweep, but an outside zone to Addison on the touchdown. Warren got loose on it twice. Mm-hmm. I mean, these are not, like, truly gifted.
How many times did you see that last year?
Never.
Zetas.
Never saw that last year.
And you can't drop him back in coverage too. Hut
That-
shouldn't be in coverage.
That as well. And I know everyone wants to bring up the interceptions, and he can pick the ball off while rushing the passer. You saw it against the Rams.
That's what he does though. He gets his interceptions off his instincts
Yep.
on playing that screen or playing, the quarterback.
That's
Not
all
dropping
cute, fellas.
back.
But here's what I see: 8-8, about to turn to 8-9. That's what I say. Are you picking the Lions to win today?
Oh no.
Because if you were, I was gonna call you a fool to your
No,
face.
They're about to get drug around Soldier Field today. It's gonna be bad. They're gonna be leaving bloody like. It's gonna be bad.
See, I didn't mention blood.
No, and there's stuff in the chat here about the nose from Ohio State. He's talking about Tyleek. Tyleek has not been good. Not been, at least not enough for where you picked him. I mean, I know it's always hindsight's 2020, and you go back and you look at the draft class afterwards. There were some dogs picked after Tyleek. And to give credit to a lot of people around the network, there's a lot of people who were drafted after Tyleek that were profiled as great fits for this Lions team. And hindsight is always 2020. There were better options at 22.
Are you saying Brad Holmes lost his mojo? He just had a bad year.
Had a bad year.
You better hope he hasn't lost his mojo. And they are done.
That might be copium.
Exactly.
Because
He
there's
has
no.
to stop He has to stop drafting these players that will develop a year from now or 2 years from now, because that's not You're supposed to be trying to win now, so you need to draft players that are going to come and help you now,
Yes.
not 2-3 years from now.
Not to depress you again, but I'm going to do it
Dude,
anyway.
you're killing me.
I during this whole Lions run, and boy, the Lions are great. Aren't they having a great time? I was saying for the first time they are a real organization for the first time ever. But there's this little guy on my, I don't know if it was the left or the right shoulder, but he was annoying me. He was saying, T, the first time you get it right, you don't go from that to a championship team. Because other teams have been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. Lions have been doing it for 2 years. You don't just go from crap to championship. Maybe they'll do it on their second go-round, and whoever takes over for Campbell, and that will be the person, or that will be the time that the Lions actually make a run and win a Super Bowl or go to a Super Bowl. So that little guy was on my shoulder bugging me about that.
Yeah, I really want to continue to hope that this team has a Super Bowl in them. I mean, they have the roster and the talent to do so. It's now just about, like you say, getting aggressive, finding a way to implement the structure back into this roster. I did just look at the draft class, and a couple of those names on there. There was 2 great offensive tackles picked behind them. I mean, it could have gone a lot of different ways. There was a corner, Rodney Harrison, who's been balling for the Bills.
Yeah, you know what? You can keep your corner. You can. I need that push up front.
I would rather have the push up front. I'm just naming names.
I'm just saying you can keep that corner. put him in your back pocket.
That's why I started with the offensive lineman, Terry.
Then if I get that push up front, then I'll add that guy.
Is there any chance that they move Taylor Decker to guard if they draft a tackle and he wants to play?
Ooh, wow. I'm gonna say no. Is he kind of tall for a guard, and he's used to that?
He is tall. He's 6'4".
He's a tackle.
Is he 6'4"?
Yeah, he's tall, dude.
I thought he was taller than that.
Yeah, he might be 6'6".
Yeah, I thought
We'll
he was
check
like
that.
6'6",
I will check that.
Closer to 6'7".
Yeah.
This draft class is loaded with
He is 6'7".
offensive linemen.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only thing that's keep me sane, Jeff. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, and I know you watch almost as much college football as I do. Tackles, nutty class. There's like 5 or 6 tackles that are really good.
Are you bringing in a tackle who from day one would be better than Taylor Decker?
Yes.
Better than Penei Sewell?
No.
Because here's the thing you could do, and I was in favor of them doing it the last year. Move Sewell to left tackle.
That's
Taylor Decker to right.
that will probably. I don't think Taylor Decker is a part of the plan. I mean, we've talked about it.
Okay. Well, you just moved him to guard.
I think that Sewell's getting moved to left tackle, though. I think there's the profile that I believe favors the Lions draft style is, I mean, I'm going to butcher his name again. Muigana from Miami. Elite run blocker. Like Penei Sewell-esque when he blocks in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's just A+ fit. He's a right tackle, though. Keep him at right. Move Penei to left.
Are you more on the lines of getting a well-rounded tackle or one that specializes in either the pass or the run?
I don't really have a preference.
Because Maui Noah has his pass protection isn't as great as some other tackles.
Yeah, but they said that about Penei when he was coming out.
Plus, and you missed this. I think
that's
you need someone who's well-rounded because I had a stat earlier in the show. The Lions, during their losses, averaged 2.5 yards per carry this year, rushing. In their wins, it was 5.7. Let me get my notes here.
The one that I really I'm not as high on as a lot of other people is Proctor. A lot of people like Tyrese Proctor. I personally think that he plays soft for his frame.
He's big and athletic, and yet Alabama can't run the ball either. So
yeah, I think he has all the talent in the world to become a very solid offensive tackle, but right now I just don't see him at a high level like I do the 2 Utah tackles or Maui Gilla.
You know what he is? He's a giant blanket. And the blanket will cover you, but it won't necessarily stop you.
I think that's a great point. I think that, and then the edges. I mean, the edges go just as deep. You're going to be able to get a really nice edge in the second round if they actually take him.
No, sir.
Dude, what are you shaking your head at?
The Lions need to find a way. Find a way to go and get David Bailey. If you got to move up a couple spots to do it, just do it.
Dude, you're not getting an elite offensive tackle and Zion Bailey, though.
Listen, you could find a tackle in the second round. That's how deep this tackle class is, this offensive line class is. You could find a tackle in the second round. But are you going to be able to find an absolute difference maker as an edge point?
I think so. I mean, right now, Zion Young from Mizzou is projected as a second-round pick, and I would be so happy with Maui Goa and Zion Young.
But I watched David Bailey absolutely terrorize the whole Oregon offense.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the First of the Whistle Detroit Lions draft show. Starring these 2 clowns over here.
Look, at least that's something I can get excited about. All right.
Hey, you gotta. When the Lions let you down, you gotta get excited about the draft.
Yeah, you gotta go back into the basics. Back to Back to the mock draft Mondays. All right, Labotny, $4.99 super chat. We're gonna ride out on this one. Shout out Justin. I appreciate all of WSN. We appreciate you, Labotny. Thanks for being in here. Thanks for tapping in, everyone. 2 first to the whistle. Right, you guys end at 9:30.
We do.
Awesome.
I was going to cut you off. I thought you were going to
I'm
start some more crap.
I'm ending the show. Thank you guys so much for tapping in. Hopefully today isn't as painful as we all think it is. Probably will be, though. But we'll catch you on the next.
And Mr. Broder, get healthy.
Yes.
Get better, bro.
Get better, Broder. Thank you for letting me replace you, I guess. I appreciate you. I hope you get better. And make sure you stay tapped in. In 30 minutes, we'll have the pregame show with Neil and Sean. I'm sure they'll be filled with holiday spirit. And then the watch party, where I'm sure there will be abundance of crash outs between me, Easy, Jeff.
And no fight.
I can't wait.
So, and then the post game with Anton. So make sure you stay tapped to Woodward Sports all day for all your Lions coverage. We'll catch you in the next one. From First to the Whistle, from Justice Satawa, Terry Foster, Hefe, and we got Willie B in the sound booth. We'll see you later. Peace.
The Detroit Lions are in the playoff push.
Guys, I'm so freaking proud of you, man. That's the way to show up.
And Woodward Sports is your official, unofficial Lions network. Make sure you wake up every day with Wake Up Woodward, followed by Big D Energy, Hermione and Edwards with Maz, and of course, the heavyweights. Detroit's #1 destination for all your grits and Lions.